Chelsea Arnold, and you're watching America Today. During this week's episode, we are exploring the American Dream. For this episode, I wanted to learn about the history of the American Dream, how it started, how it evolved, and where it is now, and what others think the American Dream consists of. To figure out where the American Dream first originated, I asked my friend Luke Mazer to help me out.
Well, the American Dream was primarily established in the Declaration of Independence, where our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are perpetually protected. The pursuit of happiness is driven by the creativity and the ambition of Americans, which is the most basic form of the American Dream. The American Dream is the ideal of equal opportunity attainable by every American. This basically means that every opportunity in America is fair game for everyone. In order to form such a society, 4 essential criteria must be met. Number 1, an overall belief that other nations should replicate America's development. Number 2, trust in a free market economy, meaning people must accept they have equal opportunity just like everyone else. 3, support for free trade agreements and foreign direct investment, basically meaning we need to have allies that we can trade with and that help us out. And then number 4, promotion of a free flow of information and culture. This is backed by the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, and the Constitution. We are here today to prove that the American Dream is still attainable to all, however, harder to achieve in today's extremely competitive atmosphere. Amelia will now introduce us to the origins of this seemingly utopian society.
Wow, how interesting! Now that we know the origin of the American Dream, I want to know how the American Dream evolved. I asked my friend Amelia Dominguez to give me some information.
Well, the American Dream developed through the failures of the European way of life. This dream provided the antithesis to each of the failures. Europe had a distinct hierarchy system with harsh separations between the poor and the rich. For every man who had everything, there was a mob of people with nothing. America, on the other hand, was the land of the free, everyone equal. No longer were there harsh separations between the rich and the poor. Colonial America defined the American Dream, where an English immigrant could escape the class-based structure of England, where the fruit of one's labor is non-existent, and achieve fortune through his own hard work. This is depicted even further by the simple fact that the majority of Americans in these times lived in rural farm areas.
Thank you, Amelia, for enlightening me on the evolution of the American Dream. I thought it would be fascinating to learn about the peak of the American Dream during the 1920s. I asked my friend Charlie Dixon to zoom in on this decade and tell me what the American Dream was about in the roaring 20s.
Between the years 1870 and 1920, 11 million people moved to the cities. As the cities grew in the 1920s, the idea of the American Dream grew even larger for several reasons. Largely was how the new level of wealth that had been achieved led to a more optimistic outlook on personal fortune. For the first time, the old money was no longer at the top by itself. There was also new money, those who worked hard to climb up the social ladder. Together, Gatsby and Daisy make up the American Dream at the time. Daisy representing the pinnacle of class and grace, while Gatsby represented how hard work can change one's social standing.
What a field day for the heat.
When early settlers came to America, it was a clean slate for everyone. People started at the same place and had equal opportunity for success. Colonists were excited to be part of a society that wasn't dominated by a hierarchy. However, in the 1920s, things seemed to regress. According to Weebly, the American Dream had gone from something very attainable to a distant hope.
Wow, I heard Charlie mention The Great Gatsby. I wonder what that's all about and how it pertains to the American Dream. I asked my friend Logan Ferguson to help me understand about the American Dream in The Great Gatsby.
Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's growing.
Well, Chelsea, The Great Gatsby explains the American Dream as inheritance versus working for your own money. For Gatsby, Daisy, who inherited all of her money, represents the American Dream. Through the novel, F. Scott Fitzgerald expresses that no matter how hard Gatsby worked, he would never be able to be Daisy's equal. Gatsby is in love with Daisy because she had the ideal status that he would never be able to obtain. The Great Gatsby described, Quote, "But he didn't despise himself, and it didn't turn out as he had imagined. He had intended, probably, to take what he could and go. But now he found that he had committed himself to the following of a Grail. He knew that Daisy was extraordinary, but he didn't realize just how extraordinary a nice girl could be. She vanished into her rich house, into her full, rich life, leaving Gatsby nothing. He felt married to her, that was all."
Thank you, Logan, for explaining F. Scott Fitzgerald's view on what the American dream is. Now that I feel comfortable with my knowledge, I want to know more about what the American dream is now. I asked my friend Amelia to help explain it to me.
We think that the American dream is still achievable to all. However, it is harder to achieve in today's extremely competitive atmosphere. We interviewed others to understand what they believe the American dream could be.
Well, I'm retired right now. I retired from the Sheriff's Department for 27 years.
Oh, wow.
Not Dallas County, Collin County. And now I'm driving a bus because I needed insurance. So, see, that's another thing we created, is the insurance monster. So, I needed a job so I would have insurance until I'm 65.
And what does the American dream mean to you?
I have a question for you. See, I can ask that when I was 25 or when I'm 54 now. Let's see, it's two different lives. I mean, I'm 54 now. It's more of worrying about my kids. My American dream is for my kids to go to college, which that's going to happen, and being able to retire and have money to live on.
Does everybody in America have an equal opportunity for success?
No. Because me and my wife were talking about this the other night. You have to put something into it to get something out of it. Some of which y'all aren't going to fall in that, the millennials are having a hard time right now that things aren't conforming to the way they want to do stuff. Well, that's not the way the world works. It's, if you want to survive in this world, you have to do what the job tells you to do. And for those people who can't conform to that, that's where they're having a hard time right now. So that's where my no answer comes in. Some people cannot conform to the way society is dictated.
What does the American dream mean to you?
The American dream would be ideal if all cultures could practice their culture and be accepted and be able to talk about whatever they want to talk about without judgment. So people come in from other countries and be able to have freedom and the right. That's the American dream for me.
Do you think everyone in America has an equal opportunity for success?
No. Multiple reasons. One, our history lets us know everybody doesn't have equal. Some people started hundreds of years later to get success, and some people are still arriving at the country and have to start at the bottom. How to have their environment, where to live, how to get a job, education, speak the language of our country. So everybody doesn't have the same leg to get success. However, it is attainable with hard work, no matter who you are.
Do you think the environment in which you were raised affects your future here?
100%. So I've been raised in several different areas, which is South Central LA, Dallas, Texas, and Houston, Texas, and three environments definitely totally different. So I have a more diverse mind. So unlike my husband, who is from Austin and thinks totally different than I do. So some of the decisions for like even our children or how we live hasn't always been happy ones, but yeah, so it definitely makes a difference of your environment.
Do you think the American dream is more oriented towards money and materialism, or is it more oriented towards happiness?
I think in the 1800s, yes, happiness. Now, definitely materialism, even in commercials from food trucks and trying to get people to pay more, do more, the economics, what's going on, the stock market, everything's driven around money or what you have and don't have. So if you don't have, you're not quite thought of as a higher standard. But so yeah, it's definitely materialism. Our poor youth, all they see is the new Nikes, the new this, the new that, the what is that called? Bugatti, the Bugatti car. Someone was talking about that, and I was like,
super
what?
expensive.
Right. So it's all about what you can have and attain versus how do you produce happiness and how do you attain it.
Yeah.
What are your occupations?
Oh, I'm an IT recruiter.
Yeah, and I work in IT security
What does the American dream mean to you?
I think initially what it meant was being able to explore and achieve goals coming from nothing, kind of building up from there. Like everybody should have the same opportunity. So.
Okay. Do you think everyone in America has equal opportunity for success?
No.
Why not?
It's pretty obvious. I mean, some people are really poor, some people are really rich. It's born in those cycles. I mean,
Like wherever you grew up, do you think that would affect what you can become in the future?
yeah, if you don't have any role models to look up to, if you don't have anybody to inspire you, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think the American dream is more oriented towards money and materialism, or is it more oriented towards happiness?
Say money, right?
what do you think?
I think now money and materialism. I think maybe it used to mean like happiness.
Yeah, I would agree.
Why do you guys feel that way?
Well, to be happy, you have to have money. So, or at least that's what's advertised.
The American dream, to me, means that a person has the opportunity to fulfill their particular dream, which is to seek out what they want to do in life and not be limited to what that is. So to seek happiness, to seek the opportunity to make money, to thrive, to worship the way they want to, and to seek happiness the way that they see it without breaking laws. Absolutely. It comes with working hard, and it's done through working hard, perseverance, being able to accept no and accept hurdles and moving past those, and just realizing that through the hard work things will that'll pay off, and it'll take some sacrifice, but in the end it'll work.
Is the American dream equally attainable for everybody?
Yes. I believe that it is. However, there are people that will have some roadblocks as far as education at the beginning, that will need to have a little assistance there. But once that is achieved, and once they get a little assistance with the education portion of it, then there's nothing holding them back, because they will have the ability to achieve that, because it's all through education. Education will lead to that opportunity.
Based on research and the opinions of fellow Americans, we and our interviewees believe the American dream is the idea that people from all walks of life in the U.S. have the ability to achieve anything they put their minds to. However, certain obstacles presented to that person throughout his or her life will alter the work required to achieve these dreams.